Oh crap. I was not recording. Okay, let me say this again. Somebody mentioned how dirty my floor is. Check that out. I've got grass growing in here. That's how dirty it is. And that screwdriver that was from this in this place over here. You probably can't see it, but yes you can. I have this cube on it because this thing there's a piece that's broken in there and is holding it down. I was using a screwdriver. This is there was a raccoon. I think the raccoon. This is my grow room. I was planning to grow marijuana in. The raccoon is a mess because the raccoon was climbing this thing and he got into the hole. There's a little hole in there with one layer. He was sitting there for a while. And also, I might as well show you this other room, this other part. This was where I had a homeless person that I was trying to help out after I got a creepy message from the government or from Google and Facebook through a letter. I got this letter saying, "Get out there." It's creepy fucking shit. As if this is like a normal poster and a normal saying with that timing of right when I ordered all of my marijuana stuff. The only other time I ever had a poster like this with this creepy saying like, "Oh, we know what you're doing, so go on and do it," was when I ordered a bullet vibrator on Amazon, and I got a poster like this in the mail with a lady and next to a pool with sunglasses. Fucking bullshit. Can't even give me any privacy. Anyway, it's not like I'm gonna fight him right now. Here, check this out. This is my room-sized tent. I was gonna do it for my marijuana grow, but I didn't because again I got the creepy stuff, and I think that this legal. I think I can get away with this being legal because I call it a tent, a room-sized tent. It's so flimsy I could take it down like a tent. If I called it a room, they would have said that it needs more government permission or something, like in New York or something. But I'm here back in the kitchen. I might as well show you my weight loss update. I lost 3 pounds in the last month. See if it comes up right again. Should be 270. 250. What? 257? No, it's not 257. It was 270 twice a minute ago. 256? What? Okay, this is baloney. This thing is freaking out on me. Okay, what? Can you hear what I'm saying? And it's updating what it should say. This thing is bugged, I think. Now it's not even giving me a reading. Oh, it's 268 now. Maybe there's a little piece of dirt over here. That's why it's not reading right. One more time. $2.68. Now it's saying I stayed just 1 pound. Not 3, but 1. Maybe if I move it closer to the spot I weighed it at, it will be back to 270. This is the spot. No, it's saying I gained only 1 pound. Huh. Well, anyways, 1 pound gain instead of 1 pound loss in a month of effort, mental effort, at least. That's bad. But my excuse is that I had the tenting trauma. I had the news of the government getting involved with my steroid purchase and possible jail time. And also I had a stomach bug for 2 weeks. Like I was even cramping. It was pretty bad. Oh, plus the reactions to my shirt at work changed a little bit. I had some people say, some people said, well, one person said, all Nazis to the background, behind my back. I think that was a schizophrenic language reference. All Nazis to the background, saying my reaction is like a Nazi, as in not see. I did not see that. And at work, people started wearing red shirts as a meme, I think, to the red outline of the heart. Some of them probably watched the videos because I put my username on the shirt. Oh, speaking of my username, I noticed my channel username was changed. That's why I stopped recording. I pressed the focus button and then I pressed it too hard, maybe. That's why I cut out. I noticed somebody put my username to be Yoramod7887. And that's another schizophrenic reference, just like the numbers of 1 through 4 being a reference to age of consent, age groups. And 7 means everyone, and then 88 means Nazis, or something to do with racial stuff. And they probably changed that as a meme because you're a mod might be a reference to you're a mutt. And then plus I got this black and white, and it's like supposed to be mixed or something. That's like a really mean-spirited interpretation. That when I made it, I was not like that. I had a good I thought I did not think of you're a mutt. I thought you're a mod, as in a moderator, being the clever interpretation. And if you wanted to be a little meaner about it, you could be do more backwards. If you read it backwards, it's do more, and that's like the play on words I was thinking about when I made it. But the reason I have a cat avatar is because I felt like I was lower to an animal in society for being a minor attracted person. So it's like a mirror of how I think society views me. Like ideally, I imagined I would have shown my my face, like on Facebook. But now it's more of a becoming like a meme, I guess. Basically, it's a meme account instead of a dignity account. As a joke to my honor in society. It's like a self-inflicted honor loss, I would say. Maybe, I've considered changing it after I've heard about the schizophrenic language, because now I feel differently. But my difference in emotion is more of understanding why others behave the way they do. Not so much how I behave. So since my behavior hasn't changed, I want to keep it. So unless I become like super popular and utterly convinced that I'm a good person in many people's eyes, then I'm going to continue to bear witness to how I feel like a lower class citizen. Especially with the schizophrenic language. It's like they're demeaning. They're constantly looking down. Not just with law, but even with their language. In every conversation by using the schizophrenic language. These people are so disrespectful out there. That's one of the reasons why I think consenting public fights should be legal. Maybe if people would invite them to consenting brawls and beat the crap out of them a couple times, maybe they would understand, hey, when you talk like this, we feel disrespected, and being disrespected is not a positive thing. If you want to change the law, then vote, not disrespect people like that. Because it's a disrespect to the core, to the Adam and Eve scenario, to the gods, to spiritual level, not just politics. That's my rant there. I also wanted to mention, why, why did I order the steroids instead of going through the prescription route? I did it because I knew that there's a chance that the doctor was like me, and he believed that let me turn and close this door. The AC's on. He believed that having prescriptions by law being required is immoral, so he wanted some motivation and proof, evidence that there are other people out there with better values. So I would show him by example by saying, I ordered this, but I would rather have you give me safer versions, because the chain of command is more defined through doctors' prescriptions because of government involvement. Uh, yeah. And as a segue to what I also wanted to say about this guy, Adam Ragusa, he is one of these socialists, but he has some good views on. Does he have some good views? No. Well, his thing that I got from him was in Cretan mimetics. That's what I heard about him from him. He talked about Manjaro. That is a weight loss medicine that um, actually makes you feel full. Not like C8 where it just gets rid of the white tongue and a little bit of fatigue. This stuff supposedly actually gets rid of hunger. But it costs $1,000 a month right now. The good opinion that I think he had, sort of, was that he also complained that it was $1,000 a month, and I agree with him in that in that copyright perspective, that the patent of the drugs. I think there's a better solution. Maybe it would be better. Well, I guess not. Maybe it is better. Just like with the steroids, to just for the government to say, we will protect anybody who has patent rights. That's what they promise. And if you buy medicine that's not patented, then the government can be selective morally. They can say, well, I don't feel like risking my life to save you because you took the extra risk, and that extra risk was not necessary. Just like with the steroids, that wasn't necessary for me to do. Oh yeah, I also wanted to say something as another excuse for taking the steroids in case I got caught, and mine was that the government forced people to take the COVID-19 vaccine. Well, not forced, but peer pressured people at threat of their livelihood in the military and working for the government into taking the COVID-19 vaccine when it was untested rigorously. So the government themselves said, we accept the risk of untested medicine. Yet I can't have this of untested medicine? That's hypocritical. Well, maybe it's a stupid coincidence like why I voted against marijuana legalization. The wording in the marijuana legalization in Missouri was you have to have taxes with it. And because of that, I voted against it, just because of the taxes part. And I put on the ballot. I know it's not very formal to do that, but I put on a paper ballot saying no taxes. This is why I don't want it. And then I said defund the police on the side. Because I think the police are immoral people, and I want to avoid them as much as legally possible. As a peer pressure from my end to them saying, "You're bad people. Stop it. Stop using aggression." These police officers use aggression. They go against their own values for supposedly the greater good, when that's not necessary. You could hire private security. You can hire private security. Well, unless they say, oh, it's going to be a monarchy. By the way, can you believe this? The freaking monarchy is back in action in England. Let me see. The monarchy is still a threat, so I guess they got some points there. Brownie points. It was a famous atheist, Alex O'Connor, and freaking Piers Morgan, this freaking idiot.
So you argue a case with great passion, but in the end, it's just a negative anti-argument.
No, it's not.
That's what you are.
Not at all.
The pair of you wake up every day and you think, how do I end this thing I hate? Why don't you just ignore it?
It's actually a bit like getting up in the morning and saying, I want to end homelessness because I hate it. I want to end the monarchy because it is a bad thing. It's bad for Britain. It's bad for our governance.
It's not bad for Britain.
It's bad for our governance.
And also, what is bad for 2 out of the 3 times that I've ever spoken about this subject? And because you invited me to. Those are 2 of the 3 times that I've ever spoken about the subject in public.
Yeah.
It's because you've invited me to. So I don't think it's me who's banging on about this. It's not me who's waking up every day just desperate to see the end of the monarchy.
Every time we call you, your answering machine says, if that's Piers, I'll do it. Gentlemen, good to see you.
Thank you.
Your campaign will fail.
Oh, Piers Morgan is such a fucking piece of shit.
Okay. Is that £10 with King Charles's picture on it? Yes, it is.
This is the lockpicking lawyer, and it is Project Day.
He's almost as bad as the schizophrenics. He's just one step away. It's basically because that's what they're implying. The schizophrenics are implying you have no freedom. You like screw your freedoms. It's what Arnold Schwarzenegger said, but not. It doesn't sound as a meme. What else did I want to say? Oh yeah, Nalapia. No, I was shadow banned from Nalapia's channel. Let me show some evidence. Here. Nalapia, she's been... okay, my camera battery's running low. She has been making good videos, I think, with social boundaries and memes like PewDiePie. She's popular. And she was saying, implying how she has social boundaries. But in the past few videos, she expanded those values, those boundaries, because I think she's exploring on everybody's behalf since she's established her views beforehand, sort of. Well, there's a lot of stuff being implied. Ideally, she would have. I think ideally she would have at least referenced me in saying, "I think this guy is right." But anyway, here's a comment I was gonna tell her. Basically, what I said here, kind of, and here's like a shadow ban check I said. But then I went into private mode and I refreshed it to see the newest comment, and nope, it's not there. So it's either she shadow banned me or YouTube is shadow banning me. So yeah. What else did I want to say? Also, Sal Suds. My chestnut trees. I figured maybe I should mention what else I think it could have been. It could have been the natural bug repellent. Natural bug repellent I used was Salsud's natural soap with neem oil. I don't know what soap and oil will do to leaves, and like little baby leaves. Maybe it is effective, on big leaves, but maybe it will stunt the growth of little leaves. I'm not sure. Maybe that. But my hunch was that it was the molasses for plants, and then the carnivore diet from Joseph Sneap. I'm not sure if Joseph Sneap is a schizo. That might be a schizo comment. I'm not convinced it's not. Maybe it's a reference to the Salsids because of that song. Guy, some broke boys. We GBE broke. The Sosa. Do it all for Sosa. I think the Sosa is a reference to Saul Suds. But I think again that raps and music have much more leniency with the schizophrenic language because it's known to everybody that music is metaphorical. Yeah, that's, I guess. I still haven't explored it too much. I'm not very defined on what are my boundaries with the metaphor language formalities yet. I just know there should be formalities, and I'm willing to have a conversation about it with Joseph Sneap or anybody really. Yeah, whoever wants it, I guess, because you have to be convinced that there are separate groups. If you're not convinced, then you'll be more likely to explore. But then you gotta. Okay, I'm running out of time. Let me see. But then you gotta understand why that language even is a thing for me. This is such an issue for me that I would talk about it like this. Why would I have the motivation to talk about it like this? How do I say this right? Basically, there's a lot of drama. There's a lot of drama behind it. Either way. And if you don't know the drama, or you can't imagine what drama there would be, then you'd have a harder time believing me that there's a distinction and it's very emotional. It's not an emotional distinction. It's only like something you heard from a textbook instead of experience. Whenever you experience something, it's much more convincing. It's much more real. We're getting into therapy now. Therapy versus philosophy. That's the difference. Therapy versus philosophy. That's what I was trying to say. People don't believe that the difference between therapy and philosophy. Therapy requires real life events. Philosophy is just ideas. When you separate ideas from events, and events are formalities and context. See, context and formalities, yes. When you are young and just hear about this difference, about my views on speech, it's more of a philosophical in their idea in their mind, I'm assuming. And that's why it's so popular on the internet, because it's everywhere. Probably TikTok. I'm thinking TikTok is full of it also. And I just recently watched a video by what's his face? Into the Shadows, they say. I don't know what's his name. That's his channel name, Into the Shadows. Let me show you what his face looks like. Well, this guy, he made me think that it might be because of politics. He says, using metaphors, my translation of his metaphors is that he is basically a monarchy soldier who would, or like a Robin Hood. He's a Robin Hood soldier. He would steal from the rich and give to the poor. He's a gangster, basically. He's saying that the schizophrenic language is a gangster language. And it's appropriate to use with government, even. And that would mean that it's a political party. So it would be a political party has one language and another political party has another language, and it's both called English. But the words mean very different things. The implications of the words mean very different things. Formally. The informal formal. Anyway, I could talk about this for a long time if you want. But like I said, I think it shows a lack of humanity if I do it all just by myself. And it's lame. It's just lame if I do it just by myself. It's evidence that it's all in my head, and it's nobody else who thinks like that. When I don't think that's true. Well, ideally. And that's a nice segue to the last thing I also wanted to say, which was the chicken cans. Since I also was talking about food, and there was a nuclear threat scare because Turkey, the country, was threatening Russian ships if they attacked Ukrainian grain ships. Where is it? There's some over here. They were threatening grain ships, and India banned rice exports. This is what I want to show you. Chunk chicken breast, Walmart brand, is some of the worst canned meat I have ever tried. This thing is like raw or unseasoned. Basically, it's unseasoned. Zero seasoning chicken is so disgusting. It's almost as disgusting as these diced tomatoes. These diced tomatoes taste like freaking soy. That's soy. The tofu stuff. That's it. It's like a firm tofu. That's nasty. But this is my sauce. This is the sauce I like. Red Gold. It's not just a sauce. It is crushed tomatoes. No, not even Red Gold. I mean, Red Gold was okay. There's another one. tomatillo. It's like a Mexican or. It has a. It's not the regular brand of crushed tomatoes from Walmart. It's not the brand from my local grocery store. I think about it at the Walmart section. It has a seasoning. There's a huge difference between having a unseasoned and seasoned crushed tomatoes. Crushed, not just sauce. It's supposed to be crushed. Although, I guess that works. But I tried this Walmart brand crushed tomatoes. That's no good. Walmart brand crushed tomatoes are no good. And Walmart brand diced tomatoes feel like tofu. But the seasoned crushed tomatoes, the word is crushed tomatoes. It doesn't have to be sauce. It's crushed tomatoes also. Why I say you don't have to be a sauce is because a lot of times in sauces they put cheese and sausage and garlic. Oh, garlic is the worst when they put the garlic in there. I do not like the garlic in sauce. No, I'm not a vampire. But yes, the if you're going to stock up on food for an emergency situation, I do not recommend that chicken from Walmart. This is some of the junk food I've been eating, snacking on. What kind of protein source would I recommend for canned? That's a good question. I don't know. Beans, I guess. Well, I eat beans every day. Every day I stir up my pan of beef with some water, and then after it boils, I just add a can of beans to cool it down, and it's a great meal. Canned beans, I would not get dried beans like freeze dried. I had bad experience with freeze dried beans. But just store bought shelf beans, I think it's a bad idea because it takes 2 hours to boil it, and you won't have a refrigerator to store it. So unless you have a solar cooker, but then there would be cloudy days all the time. I'm thinking beans is the best option. Beans and rice. And if not that, then I'm thinking sardines. I think sardines would taste better, and spam. Sardines and spam. Just anything but that freaking chicken. That chicken was disgusting. Did I mention that I was banned? No, I did not mention in this new video. I was banned from Nalapia. Here's the evidence. I took a screenshot. I said shadow ban check and some comments, and I went into private mode and newest first, and it is not there. I think Nalapia, she did a very good job in her previous memes explaining her social boundaries in a very bravely into the unknown, I would say, because the distinctions in the schizophrenic language aren't formalized. They're just implied. And recently she was, I think, exploring more of the other side. And I wanted to say that I'm available for therapy session, I guess. My email is PSUHEENA@yahoo.com. That's what I was going to tell her, and then that was shadow banned, and I tried to remove that comment, and then it still was, the new comments were shadow banned. So she or YouTube has a grudge on me, I'm guessing, unless they were trying to make a point just because of my absence for a month. I'm still imagining this, that I'm super popular again. I don't know how what's the right way to treat the metaphor language with the red, black, and white, just like my channel name. It's my channel avatar is red, black, and white. So just like in this video, high impact flex video, I got a red bottle in the background, and then black and white shirt with, I'm not sure. But again, if somebody wants to talk, get into therapy versus philosophy debates, I think I'm willing to invest that time. Alright, so that's probably an hour episode into my drama in my life. Yes, my kittens, they're growing. This is the male. I can tell because you have brown spots on him. I put up a Craigslist ad. I'm beginning to worry that there might not be enough people in the local area to get all of these who want it. My cat even had a second round, a batch of kittens. She might need to be neutered. Because she's having so many babies. But I wanted to show you also the screenshot I put up on Craigslist. I thought it was interesting. Her cheeky smile. Yeah, I don't know if you can tell very well. Here's a comment I put. This one is the mother. She slept with the black neighbor's cat. She has a cheesy grin. She is not up for rehoming. That's why all the kittens are black, even though her supposed boyfriend was Troy. This is the caramel kitten. She's going, yeah. She likes the black ones. He's like, yes, I do. It's funny. The interesting thing about them is they're black, but there's also stripy. There's stripes on them, just like there. Just like this one has stripes. Caramel. I call this one caramel swirls, but this one I don't know what to call them. What do we call them? A striped black cat who is mostly black. I feel like I really needed to make this video because I have had no motivation to work out, and I've been questioning, like, why don't I work out? I was in such a role, but I think it was because I didn't make this video. Maybe after I make this video, I'll get back on track, because I think I still want to lose weight. I think I do, but then when it comes to actually doing it, I don't do it. So maybe that's because I didn't record the video, or I'm still traumatized from the freaking steroids. I think I'm gonna go to jail. In the video, I posted today, I mentioned that I think I'm going to jail. I said, I might be going to jail. I will assume I will until a year passes, because I heard stories of government workers putting people in jail for 120 days before even a trial in a self-defense case by the Rodney Lewis case. The Rodney Lewis case is something I heard from this guy, V&A Chase, the gun holster. I bought a gun holster, and I've been carrying around my fake one. I've had only one person say something about the gun, and that's crazy. Oh, formally say something. When I went to Walmart, I had a bunch of people using the schizophrenic language, using metaphors, I think. I'm not sure. But they were using metaphors saying stuff about my gun. Because before that, I remember they were saying metaphors about Ukraine and money. But I think those metaphors are not schizophrenic. It's formal, because I look Ukrainian or Slavic, and it's money involved when shopping. So they were like making hints there. But then I had with this gun, they were like in a different even aisle, and they were like communicating with each other in metaphors, back and forth. Back and forth, that's the thing, that we're back and forth metaphors. That's what makes it schizo, for sure. But there's one employee who was like, that's crazy. Well, anyway, that's all I wanted to say for now. I think I got it all out of my system. Okay, maybe I'll even work out today. 4 a.m.? Whatever.